Man, oh man, what can be said? November football is here, and it already causes some chaos. And then the college football playoff rankings have been revealed. Who is currently inside the 12 team playoffs, and what seeding do they have? Alongside what ranking do they have? We'll break it down for you right here on Bearing Down the Gridiron, which starts right.
I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been.
Okay.
So if they ask you how I feel,
What's up?
I'ma tell you I feel amazing. I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been.
Yeah.
So if they ask you how I feel,
What's up?
I'ma tell you I feel amazing. I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been.
I am.
So if they ask you how I feel,
What's up?
I'ma tell you I feel amazing. I feel blessed, that's evident. I'm the best I've ever been.
That's right.
So if they ask you how I feel, I'ma tell you I feel amazing.
What's going on, good people? How y'all doing? It's November 6th, 2024 on a good old Wednesday. Yes, I know it's the day after the election. And yes, we know who is the next elected president of the United States. Congratulations to him. But we're not talking politics here. We're talking, well, I guess we could talk politics because we are talking about the CFP today. So I guess a little politics is going to work itself in here some type of way. But yes, we're talking college football. November football has started, and we already had a crazy week, the first weekend of November. And then the CFP rankings came out, which is quite interesting how the rankings came out versus how it would be done in the playoffs. So want to make sure we get an understanding that this despite where your team is ranked, doesn't necessarily mean they are seated that same ranked. Want y'all to make sure y'all know the difference here, okay? My co-host, my monarch brother, Cool McCain's in the building. What's up, sir? Wish you can join because your Miami Hurricanes are having a fantastic season right now, even though they like being cheers. But I'll dive into that a little later in the show. All right. So that's what we got on tap for you today. I could have a guest on the show today. We'll see if he's able to join me. If not, we're gonna run solo like we've been doing. There's no harm, no foul. We good to go. But first order of business, 2-minute drill. And to begin our 2-minute drill, Ted Johnson, his injury, the wide receiver for the Oregon Ducks, is not as severe as originally thought. They thought it probably been a season-ending surgery. It would not be a season-ending surgery, but he could miss. He could miss some time. He will miss some time, but they expect to see him back. He could be back by sometime December, right around championship week, maybe just before championship week. but he will be back for the Oregon Ducks. So that's a good news for the Oregon Ducks. They did not lose their number one receiver, as initially thought. Next, police officer altercations with fans at Florida and Georgia were within policy. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said officers acted within policy to protect themselves and nearby fans in two altercations caught on camera during Saturday's Florida Georgia game at Everbank Stadium. Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters released body cam footage and details regarding two fights that resulted in viral videos from the rivalry game, used to be known as the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. They don't even say that no more, but I do like the fact that ESPN did put that in their article. In the first, it says the Jacksonville Sheriff says, quote, in the first incident, the suspect was asked multiple times to leave and threatened the officers in attempting to remove him. The suspect later grabbed one of the officers' firearm. Idiot. Let me get through the article first. All right. Then, in the second incident, 3 suspects were asked to leave due to aggressive behavior towards other fans. They then became combative with the officers, with one individual grabbing an officer's face and holding on to his service belt. You idiots are the reason why we can't have certain things. And the fact that I live in the state of Florida and actually live in Jacksonville, you ignorant behaviors is the reason why Florida is not where it's supposed to be when it's the largest freaking city in the United States land-wise. Why y'all can't go to a freaking game and behave like citizens and enjoy the game? I would dive into the game later on when we do our gridiron roundup. But these idiots don't freaking think. That is the freaking problem. Not just in college, in every freaking professional sport or college sport there is. My man said it himself. Too much drinking, not enough thinking. Oh, I wish I had my guest on right now because he would have loved to devour this by itself. I know him. He would love to devour this. Anyways, but yes. Officers did their job. Thank you very much. Let's get to our next article. This one is one that's heartbreaking. Alabama A&M linebacker Medrick Burton remains in hospital. This was yesterday. And the article from yesterday says Alabama linebacker Medrick Burton Jr. remains hospitalized after sustaining a head injury during the game. Burton was still in the hospital Tuesday, according to an Alabama A&M sports person. The school has not disclosed details of the injury Burton suffered during a collision against Alabama State on October 26th. Man, that was 2 weeks ago. Man. This is what is being said from his sister. It says, quote, he has several brain bleeds and swelling of the brain. He had to have a tube to drain to relieve the pressure. And after 2 days of severe pressure, we had to opt for cauterotomy, which was the last resort to help try to save his life. Prayers go out to Burton Jr. That is a severe injury. And we hope that you make it through, man, because we know how violent the game of football is. And the last thing we want to have is a news of a college kid dying because of the game of football, which is not intentional, by the way. But we definitely have you in our prayers, sir. Dabo Swinney, the coach of the Clemson Tigers, was blocked from voting in the election. Yeah, that's right. I did say with some positives was going to make it in here, didn't I? It's been a rough few days for Clemson's coach, Duval County. We'll talk about the game that took place Saturday a little later. But after the game, he was then told he couldn't vote Tuesday at his polling place. Swinney, whose given name is William, explained that the voting system had locked him out, saying that William Swinney had already voted last week. Swinney said it was his oldest son, Will, and not him. Dabo was quoted saying, "They don't voted me out the state." Well, 6-2, 5-1. Man, they don't ship me off. Dabo Swinney had to complete a paper ballot and was told there will be a hearing Friday to resolve the issue. When it rains, it pours in Clemson, don't it? Wait till I get to the gridiron roundup, Dabo, because I got something to say. Because I don't think you got my mental at the beginning of the season. And then we get to this one here. Oh my gosh. Anybody listening cool? Share this out. This one to get good right here. Ooh, I wish my guest was here right now because he will be rolling hearing me do this. And Cool gonna have a fun time. Gonna have a fun time with me saying this. First of two, okay? I'm gonna combine them together. Oklahoma State coach Mike Gundy urged trust amidst a 6-game slide. Then he apologized for being critical of Oklahoma State fans when he called them weak. Let me read this article here. Oh, trust me. I'm going to get to this. Oklahoma State coach Mike Gundy posted an apology Tuesday night for his comments he made during his weekly Monday news conference, where he suggested fans being negative about the 3-6 Cowboys can't pay their own bills, and those are in quotation marks. Then he says, quote, "I apologize to those who my comments during Monday's media call offended. My intent was not to offend any of our fans who have supported us in this program through the years." Close quote. Where do I begin? So Mike Gundy, you called them weak. You say they can't pay their bills, which you have to apologize for, as you just heard me read the article. But this first article urges trust amidst 6-game losing streak. Let me see here. Because this article got some of the stuff that I want to talk about. Mirroring a 6-game losing streak for the first time in his 20-year tenure as head coach of Oklahoma State, urges fans to continue to trust him despite losing 6 straight games. 6 straight. The preseason number 18 ranked Cowboys entered the year with Big 12 title expectations, but are 0-6 in conference play, and one loss away from clinching their first losing season since 2005. You've been at Oklahoma State for 20 years. 20! How many conference championships do you have on your belt, Mike Gundy? Have you been in the playoffs, Mike Gundy? Have you been in the next championship game, Mike Gundy? How many New Year's 6 bowl games have you been in the 20 years, Mike Gundy? I want to ask these questions. Let me see here. You have one Big 10 title that was in 2011. You are 3-time Big 12 Coach of the Year in 2010, 2021, and 2023. But outside of that, what is that? What is there for Cowboy Nation to be trusting right now? What is it in 20 years? You just like the freaking Dallas Cowboys, who haven't been to a Super Bowl. No, I ain't gonna say so. They haven't been to an NFC Championship game since 1996. What are we talking about? Trust. I'm looking at this. Let me see here. You came to head coach in 2004 because Les Miles went from Oklahoma State to LSU. Okay, first year Independence Bowl. All right, first year we ain't going. Second year, 2007 New Site Bowl. All right, no, don't care about that. I'm up in 2011. That's when you had Justin Blackman and Brandon Whedon. Still didn't do nothing. Still didn't do much. You did make it to the Fiesta Bowl, and you beat Andrew Luck and the Stanford Cardinals. So we got the Fiesta Bowl in 2012. Okay, we got that. As I'm looking here, you made an appearance in the 2016 Sugar Bowl, but I don't think you won that one. Yeah. What have you done, Mike Gundy, in 20 years? What have you done in 20 years? As the Oklahoma State Cowboys, I see one New Year's Six win on your resume. 2011 Fiesta Bowl. You lost in the Cotton Bowl. You lost in the Cotton Bowl again. You lost in the Sugar Bowl. Okay. But you want the fans to trust you, and they gave you trust in 20 years. What is there for them to trust? When you were favored to win it a couple of years ago, what did you do? You choked it away. Now you haven't won a Big 12 game. You have not won one Big 12 game. Matter of fact, who all did you lose to? Because this is where it's crazy. You have not won one Big 12 game. And we're talking about trust. And we're talking about trust here. Maybe we should have said, can you have faith? I still probably be going off on you right now, but at least faith is a better word to use than not trust. They have nothing to trust with you right now in this Oklahoma State Cowboys team. What is that to trust? Because I'm going straight to the Oklahoma State schedule right now as we speak. All right. You won all three of your non-conference games. You beat South Dakota State. You snuck by Arkansas when you should have lost that game, and you beat Tulsa. Once you step in the conference play, Utah beat you, K-State beat you, West Virginia beat you, BYU beat you. Hell, even Baylor beat you. Arizona State beat you. And now you got TCU, Texas Tech, and Colorado left. You might go 0-9 in Big 12 play. And we talking about trust. And we talking about trust here. What is there for them to trust? Not a goddamn thing. That's why you had to sit here and make that apology. Because you want to get back at fans because they've been critical. You wish they should. In 20 years, you haven't gave them anything to be hopeful for. You won one Big 12 championship game. In 20 years, you won one Big 12 title in 20 years. And you have two New Year's Six win. Now I'm looking at it. And both being the Fiesta Bowl. In 20 years. What are we doing here? What are we doing in Stillwater, Oklahoma? That's why I posted a question on social media a while back. How much longer will Cowboy Nation tolerate Mike Gundy? Because in 20 years, he hasn't really give you anything to be hopeful for. And that's how I'm going to end the 2-minute drill. Man, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to recap what took place in week 9.
Porter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, 5... No, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Base YouTube channel. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
World where chronicles of the past are brought to the streams. Whether the content is relatable or completely beyond your realm of life, there is no shadow of a doubt that this show is absolutely full of shenanigans. Get ready for
D. Willie in the evening,
this Sunday at 10:05 p.m. Eastern.
exclusively on Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bearing Down Gridiron here on this November 6th, 2024. Sorry about the little snafu there. Now, let's just get into it. Let's recap what took place in week 10 of the college football season. November football. And those of you who've been a long time football fan, whether it's college or NFL or CFP, for some reason, November football, this is different. November football is different. And that's the case that we had this past week because, we had a lot to do. And as you see here in our first three games that we're looking at the Miami Hurricanes, who, Cool McCain, for some reason, your boys like to be in shootouts. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about shootouts that they like being about, but you jumped out to a 14-point lead, and then, stuff happens. But we're going to dive into that in a minute. We had an upset. Minnesota walked into Champaign, Illinois, and not thought to find a 9-9, and then Ole Miss decided to use Arkansas as a sender of messages because they sent a lot of messages with Arkansas. That's for darn sure. But let's go to the aforementioned Miami Hurricanes. They hosted Duke in a interesting ACC matchup. The Miami Hurricanes get to 9-0, but they jumped out to a 14-0 lead, and before you knew it, Duke was up 21-17 at halftime. Okay, this is getting a little interesting here. Didn't expect Duke to hang around with Miami like this, but they are. So what are we doing here? And then in the second half, Miami decided to proceed to outscore them. 36-10. And for some reason, Miami loves shootouts. I don't know why, but they love shootouts. As you can see, the total numbers here. Total yards is 405 for the Duke Blue Devils and 526 for the Hurricanes. 4 turnovers by the Blue Devils, only 2 to the Canes. One of which that was on Cam Ward. I was going to say that interception is on Cam Ward. He put it on himself as well, which he should do. But nevertheless, Miami Hurricane did what they did in the second half, and they got the dub. Speaking of Cam Ward, who is a Heisman front runner right now, 25 for 41, 400 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, any interception. All right, Malik Murphy, the quarterback for the Blue Devils, 25 for 41, same as Cam Ward, 325, 3 touchdowns, and 3 picks. You see the difference here? We're looking at the interceptions. Cam Ward, he threw one, then throw another one. Murphy, you threw 3 of them. You can't do that. And as Cool McCain says, typical Miami. I'm uneasy with the Canes, Cool, because they're going to mess around. They're going to find themselves in a shit that they don't want to be in. So I'm a little uneasy about your Canes, though. A little uneasy, all right? Just a little uneasy. If we want to look at this, we can call week 10 an upset week because yeah. So Minnesota decided to roll their boats down to Champaign, Illinois, and give the 24th ranked Fighting Illini an 8-point loss, 25-17. Well, what usually happens in upset? Well, as you can see here, 366 total offense from the Golden Gophers and 352 from the Fighting Illini. But that category in the middle, I see a 2 under the Fighting Illini name, and I see a 0 under the Minnesota name. And we'll talk about turnovers. The Fighting Illini turned the ball over twice. Oh, by the way, look at the time of possession here. Almost 10 minutes time of possession in favor of the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They was rowing their boats in Champaign this past Saturday. That's rowing their boats. That's rowing it. And let's see here. As you can see here, you know, Murray, 20 for 30, 33, 226 on the touchdown. He didn't turn the ball. He didn't throw an interception. That's a good thing. But nevertheless, you didn't do what you're supposed to do as a 24 ranked team against an unranked team, and you didn't do it. You let Taylor run for 131 yards and a touchdown. You know, you let Bosma pretty much match your starting quarterback, 22 for 37, 213 and a touchdown. So you turn the ball over, and Minnesota just decided to run the ball down your throat, and you couldn't stop it. But that's what happens, Illinois, when you don't play up to the level that you're supposed to play at, and you get upset by an unranked team. Let's go look at the next set of game. The world largest outdoor party down in Duval County, where the second-ranked Bulldogs, they escape business as usual. Don't let that 14-point, cloud your judgment. I will break it down for you in a minute. Texas Tech, they went to Ames, Iowa, the 11th-ranked Cyclones, and gave them an L. And then Oregon, the number 1 team in the land, went to the Big House and made the Big House look like a jump house because they was jumping all over Michigan in that game. But let's go to the world's largest outdoor party. Georgia wins 34-20. Don't be fooled about that score because they won by 14 points. That it was never a game. Oh, trust me. Oh, Bulldog fans were nervous. They were shaking. And the things turned around because of DJ Lagway, the quarterback for the Florida Gators, suffered a hamstring injury in the second quarter. In the second quarter, by the way, when they were trailing 13-6, and Florida was in position to drive down the field to put up another scoring drive. So don't let this fool you. Let me show you the statistics. You see 559 for the Florida Gators, 457 for the Georgia Bulldogs. Most of that came in the second. I'll say most of that 457 from the Bulldogs. Most of that came in the second half. I said a good about 85% of it came in the second half. You see one turnover from the Gators, and that one turnover was pretty much the reason why Georgia ended up winning by 14 instead of less. And there was 3 turnovers by the Bulldogs. Yeah, the Bulldogs controlled the ball for over 7 minutes. But when you're down to your third-string quarterback, as the Florida Gators were, as you see here, Aaron Ratner had to be the leading quarterback because DJ Lowry got hurt in the second quarter. But Carson Beck, boy, I'm telling you, people down in Athens, Georgia, they are nervous about your play right now. They happy. They won their most important rivalry game. They beat Florida. They happy about it, but they not thrilled. Carson Beck, 25 for 40, 309, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions, that's right. This is the third time he has had a 3 interception game. And everybody know, coming into this week, which we will preview, if you have another 3 interception game, Georgia might not win this one. And it's on the road too. A true road game at that. You survive Florida, but you might not survive your next opponent. All right. Frazier, 19 carries, 82 yards and a touchdown. On Florida side, Jordan Jackson, 12 carries, 74 yards and a touchdown. Georgia Bulldog fans, they happy they won. They are happy they won, but they are not thrilled right now. They're not. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm a Gator fan. I'm telling you, I know Georgia fans are not. They happy, but they are not thrilled. For us, I'm not. I told everybody, I'm not gonna get on Billy Napier. Billy Napier had these boys ready to play. They was in the fight for the whole fourth quarter until Wagner's interception, probably past the midway point of the fourth quarter, which gave Georgia a 14-point win. But outside of that, man, that team was ready. Florida was ready to play. They was playing with the Bulldogs. Bulldogs couldn't get them away. And we're gonna let Billy Napier off the hook this week. Probably off the hook this week coming up too, because you have a hard task coming up with a third string quarterback going against that team in that building. Yeah, but Billy Napier, I'm going to say good job, sir. You did everything you could. Just injuries. We just hate injuries. I think we came into the game with about 5 key injuries, and we left with about 5 more key injuries. So we're getting beat up right now, and it is just not working right now. But ladies and gentlemen, joining me right now is a man who is still upset that a space cadet was able to win his Thursday last week. Ladies and gentlemen, from the morning show with Cole Johnson, Mr. Cole Johnson.
We're not talking about the Texans. That offensive line has pissed me off. 8 sacks in a game. How do you allow? I'm sorry, my bad. Woosa. Good afternoon, lady.
Hey, I had to get that one in. The fact that you did it on the morning show, I was like, I got to get that one in. I got to get one in.
Lord, look, credit to the Jets, and yes, it's upset me that the ayahuasca sipping, toe picking, darkness retreat having space cadet was the one who actually put a good W on the Texans. He had to pick a fine time to play the best game as a Jet. I'm like, jeez, man.
That's great.
It's an understatement.
All right, so right now we're on the Florida Georgia game. I was just saying, Billy, I'm not getting that Billy Napier this week because he did everything he could. That team was ready to play. Yeah. Injuries just happens. There's nothing we can do.
Let me applaud you, Gators, man. They fought hard. Even after the injury, they fought valiantly and fought hard. This was a case of a team that went up against a better team, and with less options as the game went on, they still fought hard. They just went against a better team. So kudos to your Gators. The Dogs right now to me they're the best team in the SEC, so it doesn't really surprise me.
I bet it. I mean, that's questionable. I would say that. That's questionable. That's questionable because Carson Beck has been a 3 turnover machine lately.
We'll see. Okay, all right. Let's lay it out. I could say Texas, but Georgia put the stank whoop on them in Austin. I could say Alabama, who did beat Georgia, but they took 2 L's after that. I could say Tennessee, but
we ain't got to that game coming up.
So I
don't know. I forgot when, but that game's coming. I can't wait for that game.
So I'm sorry. And then my favorite team, Texas.
Oh no. We ain't get that yet.
Oh no. No. I ain't got that yet. No. That's what I'm saying. But then my favorite team, Texas A&M.
We ain't got
so that's why I say Georgia is the best team in the SEC.
Trust me, I especially put that on there for you. I know a petty party is coming. I already know.
Petty? How and why would I ever be petty?
You see that smile that he has? There you go. That's how I'm going to answer that question.
But this isn't petty. Your great Gators fought hard. I think you have the makings of a program that's on its way back, and if they can keep that fight on the rest of this year, and you said it best on this program and in our private conversations, you all have a tough schedule, and you're in the middle of it. To keep that fight going,
this is the death row has begun.
That's what I'm saying. You keep this fight up. 2025, 2026, you should probably be starting beaming and smiling because you'll be seeing some wins, and the Gators will be they actually could fight for a bowl bid this year, but I mean they could have like a bigger bowl bid, and they could become players.
Yeah, for us to get to a bowl, we got to upset somebody.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the hard part.
Yeah, but the fight that I saw in Jacksonville in Duval, I love what I'm seeing from them, man.
Cole says, "Hey, Cole."
What's up? Well, what's up, cool? Oh, say the you. What's up, cool?
I'll say this again. Georgia fans, they happy. They won their biggest rivalry, but they are not
It-
thrilled right now. They are
Oh no,
not thrilled.
they shouldn't be thrilled, and their gauntlet isn't over either.
I'm trying to tell y'all, they happy, but they ain't thrilled because they know if this offense keep playing the way they're playing, they gonna get caught again.
And if Beck and yes, I agree with you. Beck is a turnover machine. He had multiple turnovers in Alabama. He had multiple turnovers in Texas in the first quarter of that game. He even had a few in this one. So yeah, I mean they can be had. There's no question about that. But you have to keep him becoming that turnover machine. You have to have him continuously be a Will Levis. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say
Ooh,
that. I'm sorry,
pettiness.
Kentucky fan. I'm sorry, Kentucky fan.
pettiness. The pettiness.
I mean, he's the quarterback gift that keeps on giving every single game. I'm sorry.
Well, that's why he's not starting. Okay.
Exactly.
Now, before I let the pettiness continue, unfortunately, he can't be petty on this one because Texas Tech decided to walk into Ames, Iowa, and hand the Cyclones their first ever loss on the season.
Cyclones, you only had one job. You did your thing against Iowa. You ran through the Big 12 thus far. And you mean to tell me, I'm not saying that Texas Tech sucks, but you mean to tell me that a team that you probably are better than, you play lower to their competition level and you allowed them to beat you? Yeah, man. I mean, they played uphill the whole game. I mean, what can you say?
Here's the interesting part. Let's look at the statistics. 432 for the Cyclones, 366 for the Red Raiders. Both teams turned the ball over twice. But look at the time of possession.
That would scream a W. Yes.
Nearly 10 minutes.
But when I see a time of possession domination like that, and there's no turnover advantage, oh, I smell red zone miscues.
Iowa State. You
That's
had
what
control.
I smell.
You had control of the Big 12.
Yep.
Now you don't.
It was all theirs, and now they're looking at. Oh, I'm sorry,
Out of all the
somebody
teams
else.
looking at- yeah, you're looking at. We're gonna get to that somebody else because
That's
rankings.
that's why I had to understand that he probably hasn't gotten to it yet. Yeah, they're looking up at somebody else.
Yeah, you're looking at somebody else. See, you didn't do your job. Let's look at this. Brett, 23 for 39, 299, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Mark, on the other hand, for Texas Tech, pretty similar numbers, but he threw 2 picks instead of 1.
Mhm.
You didn't capitalize on the picks.
Nope.
And Burks, 25 carries, 122 yards. I did not know you can run on Iowa State. I didn't know that. I thought you couldn't run on them.
I didn't think Texas Tech knew how to run. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about those Mike Leach teams. My bad.
Hey.
Rest in peace, Mike. But I mean, between him and Cliff Kingsbury, you would have thought they didn't know how to spell run. It would almost be like Hollywood Henderson talking about Terry Bradshaw 45 years ago. For them, it would be, I'll paraphrase, I wouldn't think those two coaches would know how to spell run if you give them and spot them the R and the U.
Not the R. Oh my gosh, you is on one.
What?
Which I expected going into today you was gonna be on one, especially what took place on Tuesday, and I do mean in various different areas on Tuesday night.
Yeah,
I knew you was gonna be on one. I already knew it.
What? Oh Lord!
And you have not disappointed. Now you will be disappointed that you missed my Mike Gundy rant earlier from today's show.
I missed your mullet rant. Oh
no,
man.
yeah, you missed that. That was man. Look here, I hadn't.
Come look.
That guy had
I'm a man. I'm 54. I missed that rant. Oh,
that man had the nerves to use the word trust. What?
He don't trust a barber. Oh, good Lord, man. I'm so sorry. That's cold. That was petty. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
and then our next set of games. Oh boy, we
Oh,
talked
you
about
mean
Dabo Swinney earlier.
you mean tell me there was 2 11 seeds that went down at home?
Thank God I don't have to worry about that for the rest of this year.
Two of them.
Shit.
2 11 ranked, 2 teams ranked 11th go down the same weekend at home.
Both at home, by the way. Both teams at home. Both ranked 11.
And both to 5-3 teams. So
Both favored in the game.
and they were both favored. Yes. Oh my.
Yeah, it's been one of them weeks for good old Dabo.
Oh gosh, yeah. But you threw out the challenge to Clemson, talking about if they and Dabo in particular can get their team going, and we saw that at least through this season they somewhat got the memo, because it did start off rough because Georgia took them out to the woodshed and they beat them down like they stole something. And then they regathered themselves, got to the ACC, and they were just running through teams. And then they met up with Louisville, and they thought they saw, oh, familiar colors, black and red. We should just get beat down again. Oh, that was cold as ice. I'm sorry, doing it the way you do it, Cole. Thank you, sir.
I had to put that up as soon as I seen it. Yep. And Lord, I didn't know Iowa knew how to score 42 points in the game. Good gracious. I didn't know that was possible. That's exactly how Wisconsin felt when they went to Iowa City. Because, geez.
Man, Wisconsin's been falling hard times. That they started off pretty cool, and all of a sudden, Nebraska got a hold of them. Penn State got a hold of them, and now Iowa. Yeah, I feel for them.
SMU, oh my gosh. Ooh, SEC, look out. SMU. These boys in SMU.
Well, is this going to be a matchup between SMU and Miami for the ACC championship? Can you say that now, or
they haven't lost an ACC game?
That's what I'm saying. Can you say that now, or
dumb up? I'm gonna get back to in a minute. Just lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then our spotlight game of the week. We gonna say that a little later. Let's take the trip to the ACC's Death Valley, where the Clemson Tigers took a death.
Oh yeah, but say Death Valley, and they actually embraced the theme. And now their season, in terms of a national championship, is dead. Now I know they can still get to the playoffs. I know, but national championship hopes, or at least like semifinals trips, nah.
Depending on where y'all messed up at, but from the second quarter and the third quarter, 23-0. Yeah, second and third quarter, 23-0.
When the offense can't get going, and you put the defense on the field, and you give them too many 3-and-outs, and you give them too many unfulfilled possessions, that's what happens. And a decent team can get going, and you're screwed.
Yet again, look at it. 4 or 5 for Clemson, 3-6 for Illinois. Look at the time of possession. That's over 15 minutes. That's a whole quarter.
Put the ball in the end zone. I see that big time of possession. I see the total of yards. You even had no turnovers this time, Clemson. And I'm like, you only put up 21 and you lost by double digits? Oh, yeah.
And you had 12 more first downs than Illinois.
Yeah.
Louisville. My bad.
Yeah. Red zone miscues. Either couldn't get there, or when they got there, they could not punch the ball in.
The hell is this? Out yarded them, out first down them, and you had the ball for more than a freaking quarter than them. And you lost by 12.
And they lost by double digits. Yep. It couldn't have happened to a better team. Dabo.
Your ass lost on Saturday, then your ass couldn't vote on Tuesday.
I'm sorry, Dabo, you couldn't vote for Trump. I mean, you couldn't vote yesterday.
I'm surprised you ain't use it on the show because I thought you would love that.
Oh, I saved it for this one.
No, I was like, he'll love this. And he could be talking about what the election happened to. Oh yeah, that's perfect.
I came close to using it, but I was like, nah, I'll save it for when I'm on Playmaker Show. If I wasn't coming on the show, I would have.
Caleb cutting it. 33 for 56, 228 and a touchdown. If you're gonna throw the damn ball 56 times, you only can get me 228.
Forget that. You can't waste an effort from Mr. Mafa. 30
30
carries, 171 yards, two touchdowns. You can't waste an effort like that. That's that. If I were him and the offensive line in front of him, all six of us would be pissed off at everybody else on the team,
including the defense. Because guess what, Brown
Yes.
damn near matched them.
Yes, the six of them would be rightfully so pissed off at the rest of the team.
Brown 20 carries, 151 and a touchdown.
Couldn't stop the run. You couldn't get Louisville on off the field when they could score, and they had more opportunities to score. And your offense, although you held the ball, you couldn't take advantage of time of possession. That's maddening.
That's Dabo. And then our spotlight game of the week. Now, as soon as I show this game, Coach Jones is going to laugh because he know what I'm about to say.
James Franklin, you did it again. I'm so proud of you. Now, do you want to talk about where the game turned, or shall I?
Go ahead.
James Franklin, you ignoramus. You had the ball inside the Buckeyes 5 with about 6 minutes to go the game, down by 7. You decide to run not 1, not 2, but 3 RPOs up the middle. And all 3 times the QB could have said, psych, bounced off to the left, and would have scored for 6, and there would be no white and scarlet jersey near him. And then the fourth down play, which was ridiculous. You actually had a play where you had 2 wide receivers run to the same spot. Oh, that 4-play summation, that is why you deserve to lose this game. And then Ohio State, who didn't throw another pass for the final 5:36, ran the ball and the clock out.
What month are we in?
We are now in November.
Don't November football this means more.
Losses like this sting more. And it's sad that we're talking about a team that's ranked number 3. You would think that the coaching staff and the players would be a little smarter here. You would think. That highly upset me.
If I wanted to and channel Stephen A. Smith here, I could say my geniusness here is just undeniable.
I'm like, how in the world did, after the second opportunity, he was going to run the same play? I'll be like, Coach, on this RPO, I'm gonna keep it, and then tell the running back I'm gonna keep it, and then you run through the play. I mean, the sides were wide open. Ohio State's defense sold out for the middle of the field, all 3 downs.
You know what that tells me? Somebody was watching film on their opponents and knew what was coming.
And that would be, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Ryan Day actually had this team prepared. He actually had this team prepared.
Oh man. Look at this. Out yardage them. They had one more turnover than them.
Had more
6 more first downs than them.
All the time. And because of the last 5:36, they claimed time for possession.
What do I say? And I just do it. No, James Franklin ain't gonna do it. Nope. Nope. Can't do it. James Franklin can't do it. And
I
I
was
was
just-
sitting here, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go with James." But nah, he can't do it. No,
I was waiting for it. I'm like,
No.
okay, the L has to come. It has to come. I thought it was going to be SC. I thought it was going to be USC. I know they weren't ranked at the time, but I thought it was a road game, and USC, they normally could put up a good fight, and they did in that game, but they just couldn't take advantage. Red zone opportunities they missed, and then they allowed Penn State to execute on the other end. They came back, forced overtime, they won the game. So I thought it was going to happen then, but here I'm like, Ohio State, Mr. Franklin, your stellar record against the Buckeyes
it's
is now
one.
1-10.
You just lost 8 straight to the Buckeyes, and you wonder why fans are coming at you because you can never ever win the big one.
And
Whenever
you definitely
you
can't lay
see
a big on Ohio
if
State.
there was a scarlet and gray O on the other side or a big yellow M on the other
M.
side, you don't do it. Look at this. Guess who's your leading runner? James Franklin.
3 carries. Oh gosh, that's embarrassing.
No. It's not just the 3.
I know,
carries
I
and
know.
40 yards.
I get the yards per carry too.
No,
but,
it's not just that. Look who it is.
oh, I know the QB.
No, that's their tight end.
Oh, tight end. Okay,
That's
my
their
bad.
star tight end.
They say that's sad. What that tells me is they just simply plug and play. That's embarrassing. You just plug and play.
They use him like New Orleans Saints use Taysom Hill.
They just plug and play. We don't even study film in terms of preparing for opponents. And we pretty much know Ohio State wants to drag you into an alley fight. They want to drag you to an alley fight. They have the talent to run up and down the field,
Yeah,
but
we saw
that's
that when
pretty
they
much
played-
where
we saw that when they
where
played
you can
Oregon.
get them. Yeah, but that's where you can get them. Because if
And
you have
Oregon-
enough talent to run with them, you can outscore them, and you can out athlete sounds bad, but I mean you if you have enough athletes, you can prove that you're more athletic than they are. But the grind them out game, this is their specialty. This is what they want to do, and they want to grind you to the dirt. And if you're not prepared for it, you will be grounded into the dirt.
Just pathetic. Pathetic. I knew James Franklin wasn't going to do it. I knew it.
I was just waiting for the L. I was waiting for the L. I was like, all right, I know that it's great that the Nittany Lions, they went undefeated throughout September, undefeated throughout October. All right, the L has to come sometime soon. Oh, Ohio State, the first game in November. Here we go.
And trust me, Coach Johnson was waiting on this game because he know these two coaches I've been hard on. One of y'all was gonna get it.
Game.
Coach Johnson can tell you one of them was gonna get it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And one of them was going to get it in this game, and should have. And I would have been upset with Ryan Day if he were to basically if it would have been like how the game started off. I mean, if Howard's going to be throwing picks, I'd be like, oh, good Lord, you still have issues with your quarterback playing in big games and tightening up. Because that's how it was in Eugene, and now here you are at College Park, and your quarterback in the beginning of the game is tightening up, and Penn State's offense you can handle.
Man, if Ryan Day would have lost this game, you can take that opening from when Cole did my Bear Down the Gridiron commercial and just put that on loop. Because that was going to be what it's going to be centered around. If Ryan Day would have lost this game.
Mm-hmm. So,
but James Franklin being James Franklin, it helps so much. It has helped so much. But before Coach Johnson came in, I did say you can call week 10 upset week because
basically
4 ranked teams took L's to unranked teams.
Yes, they did.
And now for the moment that I know it was coming, I'm just gonna put this game on the screen and I'm just gonna sit back.
Give me the L of the unranked team that beat the ranked team. William Brice Stadium, Columbia, South Carolina. Oh, A&M, they were high on the hog. They were ruling the roost in their first year at the SEC. They had 0 losses and they were coming up big and huge because they spanked LSU in the second half of the last game they played. And they did a quarterback change. Everything was Gucci. And they
And
won,
by the way, it was in which Cole Johnson treated me like I was at LSU.
and they won 38-23. And the sad part is LSU spanked them in the first half. And then it was like either they forgot how to play or the starters took a bus, went to Baton Rouge, and then the second and third stringers got on the Kyle field. So A&M, they was feeling their stuff. You know, they're like, I know that loss in Kyle Field to Notre Dame, that seems like a distant memory. Yeah, we're gonna go to South Carolina. We're gonna beat the Gamecocks up. And you didn't arrive at Columbia. You probably didn't even arrive in South Carolina. This is absolutely beautiful.
I know they arrived in the first half. I don't know what happened in the second half.
No. Well, I mean, they recovered. In the first quarter, they didn't arrive. They arrived in the second quarter, and then they left. It's like, oh, we hung with this team. We won this team. It's 2020 at the half. Oh, we good. we got this victory. And
24-0.
both sides of the ball just simply disappeared. The offense couldn't manage anything. The defense couldn't stop the Gamecocks. And all right, I'll put the petty hat on for a second. I've been waiting for A&M to show their behinds, and yes, they showed their behinds in a beautiful way, and it was on national television to boot. Oh yes, gig 'em, suckers. Now throw that petty hat on, put the analyst hat on. This proves to you how tough and how stout the SEC is. You can't take off games. I don't care if the team is unranked. You cannot take off games. This is proof right here. And I really believe that A&M thought, okay, we could take it easy. We got the feel of this. We got to feel this crowd. We got to feel on this team. Okay. And, you know, we started off slow, but we recovered. Now it's 20 and a half. Okay, well, it's a brand new game. It's 0-0 again. And I think they forgot that it's a 60-minute ball game instead of a 30-minute ball game, and you have to be on your P's and Q's. I don't care if you're playing Vanderbilt, Kentucky, or Mississippi State, or if you're playing Alabama, Tennessee, or Georgia. I don't care who you're playing in the SEC. You got to be on your P's and Q's all game long. And this is proof right here that A&M still has to learn that lesson.
South Carolina gained 530 yards. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again for all my SEC fans out there. South Carolina gained 530 yards on A&M.
This is a beautiful sight. Seeing this 24-point whooping that A&M took, and they had to go back to College Station, and they had to say, "Man, we believed our own press clippings. We believed it tough. We took care of Ole Miss. We beat down LSU. We I won't say avenged, but we put in perspective that L we took to begin the season, and we undefeated in the SEC rolling into November. We is good now." No, you ain't.
November football, boy.
No, you ain't. And yes, I know later on down the road, in fact, in less than 4 weeks, you get to play your old rival yet again.
Which you actually helped them with this ass whooping that y'all took.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, A&M. You totally helped the Longhorns. And you helped Georgia as well. So thank you. I'm sure those of us who root for the University of Texas and those who root for University of Georgia, along with the alums of both schools, we thank you for your ineptitude in the second half of this game. Thoroughly.
Was the only team that didn't lose a conference game And this is how you lose your first conference game.
Oh man, I mean they just got steamrolled. I mean the jaw dropped. The jaw dropped because I couldn't believe that A&M just allowed South Carolina to just go to town on. This is similar. Was this game 2 years ago when Tennessee came to town and Tennessee was supposed to take the SEC? And this was no, it was 2 years ago. This was the same year that they had that miraculous victory, the last one, the miraculous victory.
Oh yeah, that was 2 years
against
ago.
Alabama.
That was when Spencer Rattler and they shot the word and they beat the bricks off Tennessee.
63-35. I had the similar feeling with that game as I do with this one. Because I'm like, okay, this team was riding high and they got humbled.
What the heck just happened in Columbia?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fools got humbled. And I think A&M needed to get that humbling.
6-4 for me because both Illinois and Iowa State, along with Clemson, decided not to show up at home.
Oh well, wait a minute. They showed they showed up a little bit at home. Unfortunately, they eventually took the big time L against the Gophers, but they did show up.
You let Warrior Boat walk into Champaign and beat you.
I mean, Minnesota. I mean,
they probably rode their boats. They probably actually got in the boats and rode it home just for the heck of it.
They hung with Minnesota. They just couldn't beat them. And yes,
Illinois was the ranked team, not Minnesota.
I know, and in Champaign to boot, that makes it even worse. A home L. And the last home game they had was against Michigan, and they trounced them. So I'm thinking, okay, well, you should have your way with Minnesota, and Minnesota had their way with them.
I'm sorry, Pitt. Y'all walked into a bus, so I did not expect that from SMU. But yeah, we're gonna put some respect on SMU.
Well, Pitt, I'm sorry, brothers.
Sorry. That was a beating for.
Look, I hate it for you because I dislike SMU, not because of the school, but because of the school's address. But hey, you did all you could, and well, the Mustangs just got with you.
So currently 64-36 after 100 games being picked.
Okay, that's pretty good, playmaker.
64 win percentage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing what I can.
640, baby.
So that will do it for the Gridiron Roundup. All right, we're gonna take a commercial break here, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk some CFP rankings before we go on a campus tour. Because I'm pretty sure those of you out there are confused of how the rankings went and how the seedings and the playoffs would look. I know it.
Yeah, it's two different things. Yeah,
but I'm gonna help you, and Coach John's gonna help you too after this break.
That's right.
I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Shop hats and official sports gear at Lids. Lids is the leader and #1 destination for hats, gears, and everything that moves you, making it the perfect shop for fans to find official sports hats, merchandise, and gear. Represent your team, your town, and your style with a snapback adjustable fitted hat or beanie from thousands of college and pro teams. Browse the very latest sports jerseys and t-shirts from the best teams out there. Lids has officially licensed professional and college sport team apparel and hats featuring the hottest brands and trends. Shop online or visit one of the 100 stores across the country. Locker Rooms by Lids.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We will see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
You know what? I don't know if I'm gonna do Ramily Talk tomorrow or Monday, because we play on Monday Night Football. But don't look now. Here come the Rams.
Oh Lord. They have a game they beat a divisional rival in, and they want to be the best of the mediocres. Oh my.
You did lose to the Jets, right?
See, that's cold.
Don't try to bring down my team. See, you try to take a shot at my team.
Cold. You lost. That's cool. You lost the Bears. So
we did lose to the Bears. The same way we lost to the Packers, and we should have won both of them games.
You're right. You're right about that. No, I'm upset at that game because you can't be an NFL head coach and have that big of a brain fart. You can't be on your opponent's 15 and you don't go for points in overtime. I'm sorry. No. That don't make sense.
There's 3 straight for the Rams, and all of a sudden they found themselves second in the NFC West. So I'm gonna figure out. I might do the show tomorrow.
And isn't that 3 straight L's for the Seahawks too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what really upset me. But I'm happy for your Rams though. They took advantage of that, as they should have.
And we went from last to second in like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why we second because Arizona decided to beat the brakes off us in week 2.
Well, I mean, you can't have it all, bro. I know the feeling.
But anyway, back to the college ranks here.
Yeah.
And before we get to our campus tour, a special ranking was revealed for the first time in 2024.
And the first time ever.
Because it's a new playoff system. Not the old, no more 4 teams. We're going to 12 teams now.
That's right. Out with the old, in with the new.
And this is the first installment of the playoff rankings. As you can see here, Oregon, number 1. That took nobody surprise because they are undefeated in the Big Ten, which is one of the 2 major conferences that people actually look at. Don't get it wrong. The ACC and the Big 12 are also part of the Power 4, but most people look at the Big 10 and the SEC.
The SEC, yeah.
Speaking of which, a fellow Big 10 member, Ohio State, who lost to Oregon and Eugene. Number 2, Georgia, number 3. Miami comes in at 4.
The U.
The aforementioned Texas Longhorns of Cole Johnson, number 5 on the list.
Yes. I'm glad
I want y'all to look at number 12. Boise State.
Okay. All right. I might actually like this if they're going to be doing stuff like this. But Boise State is going to be part of the Pac-2 eventually. So yeah, I mean 12. My bad.
You don't get to say that enough, do you? So you try to take advantage of while you still can, ain't you? Because you know they making moves.
You doggone right. Yes, I am.
And the reason I want you to look at number 12 because you're not going to see another group of 5 team until 25. And that's Army. Which actually sucks for Army because
that sucks a lot because they won't be in the playoffs.
There's not only that, look at the gap.
Yeah, wide. Very wide.
That is a huge gap. Between Army and Boise, and Army's undefeated. You gotta give academies a credit, man. They are undefeated.
So when is Notre Dame going to beat them?
Do they even play Notre Dame?
I know they play Navy every year. I can't remember if they play also Army.
Yeah, and they smoked Navy too.
Yeah, they did.
Jeez, they smoked them boys. I felt bad for Navy. I was like, I wanted to pick Navy. Hey, I gave y'all the spotlight game of the week, but I couldn't pick because I'm like, I gotta go Notre Dame. I didn't think y'all was gonna get smoked like that though. Y'all had six turnovers. 6. Jeez.
Oh, and posters. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you have not made Notre Dame ranked higher than 10. I'm proud of you. They should be their punishment to be no higher than 10 because they should not have taken an L at home to Northern Illinois.
Well, to answer your first question, Carl, the weekend before Thanksgiving.
They do. I thought they played Army. Yeah.
And it's in South Bend. Oh, Lord. It's in South Bend. Now, you see the rankings here, but that's not how the playoff seedings go.
No, they don't.
Oregon will be 1.
Big 10.
Georgia will be 2. Miami will be 3. And look who's at number 4.
Brigham Young, the Big 12 leader.
BYU. Now, you're probably asking, how is that Ohio State is ranked higher than Georgia, but Georgia gets a better seeding? Well, that is because if you paid attention, the 4 conference champions,
one is a conference leader, the other is not,
will get an automatic bye.
Exactly.
Guess who what conference is Ohio State in?
The Big to the 10.
But they are not leading the Big 10, are they?
No, they took an in Eugene.
That's why Oregon's there. And that means Georgia gets number 2.
That's right. And that's why when Texas meets up with them again next month, they straighten up, they fly right, they force Carson Beck to throw a whole ton of picks. The Longhorns either be number 2 or number 3, and
you
I
say, hold
want
on.
it to happen.
We said, hold on though, but Miami's ranked 4, but they seeded 3. They are leading the ACC.
Correct.
BYU's ranked 9th, but they the 4th seed. Well, they lead the Big 12.
Big 12.
You see, but if you Penn State, you get a home game.
Yes.
In the first round.
And Texas and Tennessee and Ohio State.
You get a home game. Which is going to be very interesting seeing how this 12-team playoff. Who wants a home game and who wants a bye week? That's going to be the interesting part.
Yeah, that is.
Do I want a bye week or do I want to have a home game for a first round playoff? Just to see the atmosphere.
Yeah. A playoff game on campus. Yeah, that would be interesting to see. Because obviously the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and championship, those would be neutral site games.
Yeah, those would be neutral site games, but as I'm like, I do want a bye week, bro. I'm sick of this. I need a break. So that's how that's gonna go. So stay tuned. We have 5 more of these before we have official field complete.
I actually like this.
You do?
I do, from the standpoint of, now you might hear people bicker and say, well, who's going to be number 13 and number 14? And they probably have a better streak to schedule than number 12. I mean, we'll probably be hearing that like we normally hear with the NCAA tournament stuff. But I do think you now have a shot to understand, okay, so this is what they think of us. All right. And if I was a team, like if I was like Alabama, I'm like, okay, I know what I need to do. I went out, I'll usurp Georgia, and I will be in one of the 4 to have a bye. Same with Texas, same with Tennessee, and Ohio State. Same with them. Penn State, they're gonna lose again to Penn State if they play again. So, and they'll get dog walked against Oregon. But I digress. I think that's a good thing. I think they'll get a chance to see this, and the surprise of all of that, including Boise State, undefeated Indiana.
They got Michigan coming up.
At home, right?
We're gonna see what that game is gonna be like. But
wait, is it in Bloomington or in Ann Arbor?
Oh, you'll know. You'll know shortly.
Okay.
But if you SMU, are you really upset? Are you like, okay, we know where we at? We know
No, not upset. From the standpoint of, if they run the table, they will usurp you, Miami, and they will be in that spot.
If you Texas A&M, you better be upset, because you better be upset your damn self.
Yeah, because you lost that spot, and not only did you lose being in the pole position, but you wouldn't even qualify for the playoffs, and rightfully so, because that butt whooping deserved for them to drop all the way off of the playoff bracket.
So there you go. Now we can go on our campus tour for week 11. And let's begin our campus tour in the Big 12. Let's go out to Cincinnati, Ohio, where it's the Bearcats facing the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Now, before you ask, why is this game on the docket? That is because in the Big 12. Both of these teams are not.
Why is this game on the docket, Playmaker?
They're not eliminated from the Big 12 race. Cincinnati, 3-2.
You mean West Virginia has a shot?
West Virginia, yes, the Fighting McAfees are 3-2 in the Big 12. This is subtle, an elimination game here.
Oh gosh, okay. So Cincinnati should beat them, since this is at home for them. I'm trying to think.
You just never know with these games. You just never know.
No, because I was thinking, do you think Cincinnati has recovered from the beating they took in Boulder?
Who knows? Who freaking knows? But I do know that West Virginia doesn't really move that ball that effectively.
No, they yeah. Maple syrup running uphill in January in Vermont runs faster than the Mountaineers offensively.
So I'm going to look forward. I'm going to see if that Cincinnati didn't want to show up for once. Because ever since y'all put the clamps on Houston, and that was 34-0.
Right.
You gave up 44 to Texas Tech. You held UC up to 13, which is very impressive because holding UC up to less than 20 points, that's very impressive. And we talking about the Knights here. 14 to Arizona State, and then you face Colorado and they dropped 34 on you. So you're up and down. Which Cincinnati team I'm going to get?
Up and down like a roller coaster.
This is an elimination game here. The loser of this game is done with the Big 12.
I mean, it's not just like a robbery. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were singing "How Do You Want It." My bad.
From Cincinnati, Ohio, to the ATL. We're going to the Dirty Bird Land as the Yellow Jackets are hosting 4th-ranked Miami.
The way they're going, I'm probably gonna make Cool smile with this. When are we gonna start talking about Cam Ward being a Heisman Trophy candidate?
You're already a Heisman Trophy candidate.
I don't hear that talk about him with people. And I'm like, the way this dude just runs through teams and how calm he looks in the pocket. And like there's times he actually looks unbothered in the pocket. I'm like, man, I hope you can translate the Sundays, because if you play like that on the NFL stage, I would love to watch you.
Hey, if they start getting the shootouts, maybe I feel more comfortable about them. But they like being in shootouts for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, I mean that has nothing to do with Cam Ward. That has to do with the defense.
I know,
but they didn't get into a shutout with Florida State.
If they did, boy, jeez, it would have been something. I mean, look at this: 38-34 for Virginia Tech, and there's a case that can be made that they should have lost to Virginia Tech.
They should have, but. Well,
39-38 at Cal, and there's a case that we made. They should have lost to Cal.
Yeah, they came back from a 35-10 deficit to do it.
52-45 at Louisville.
Second half was out of pocket,
and then you beat Duke 53-31 after you had them down 14-0, and they came storming back to have you chilling at halftime.
Yeah, and Duke had the lead in the second half.
Y'all put Miami fans on the edge every damn week. One of these weeks, y'all gonna mess around and get caught. Oh, and by the way, the last time that y'all faced this team, remember what happened? Down in
I remember. Miami had the ball and the lead. It was 20-17. I mean, it was beautiful. They were executing perfectly how to actually kill the clock, and then from out of nowhere.
All you gotta do is take a knee.
And the Georgia Tech, with this short of a field, scored a touchdown with no time remaining. This was in Miami. So that was terrible. That was terrible.
A simple knee and the game's over.
That's all you needed to do.
But no, we're gonna run with the running back.
We're gonna hand the ball off.
Peanut punch took place.
That's right. Here we go. Here we hand it off. Sad. Had to running back catch a cold.
So we're gonna see 11-point favorites. Is that too much? That's a big number.
Well, it's a big number it's a big number for this team. Because I'm with you. I'm not sold on their defense at all.
That is a big number.
I am not sold on the defense.
From the ATL to Austin, Texas.
That's a big number there too.
as the Texas Longhorn ranked fifth in the college football playoff rankings are hosting the Florida Gators.
See, that line reads boat race. I don't think it's going to be. And I'm saying that, and for those who don't know, I am a Texas Longhorn fan. I would, if I were betting, and I don't, I would actually take Florida, not Florida to win the game, but I would take Florida with the points, because I don't think the Texas is going to beat them by 21 points, 22 points. Oh Lord.
I think we saw that at the same time.
Yep. Y'all know it's going to be natural booty tight.
Cool.
And you talk about me cool. Okay. I'm not seriously, I'm not confident that Texas is going to beat Florida by 21 points. Will they win? Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be 21. It's probably going to be more like 22. I think it'll be more like at the most 10.
I'll talk about this.
At the most,
this
10.
when I give my pick, because
at the most 10. Yeah.
From Austin, Texas, we head to good old Plattsburgh, Virginia. The Fighting Dabbles, as Cole likes to pronounce it, they get the trip to Lane Stadium, 3:30 ESPN, and to take on the Hokies for Virginia Tech.
Yes, I want the Dabo Swinneys to get their butts whooped, especially in Blacksburg. And I would even want to see, to channel Frank Beamer, a punt blocked.
Oh my gosh, not a punt block. Oh my gosh, this man said a punt block.
Oh man, I mean, it's sad that, I mean, to me, Virginia Tech, one of the greatest college football atmospheres, and man, they had the opportunity to really raise some eyebrows, and they came literally within a whisker of actually doing that. And you mentioned the game where that eyebrow would have been raised. But this is a good challenge for Clemson. I think what they need to do is they need to understand that if they want to be in the playoff hunt, they got to take care of business in Blacksburg, and they got to treat this team a whole lot more serious than they did Louisville. Because I think offensively they didn't, and they left the defense hung out to dry, except for the running game and the offensive lineman.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Dabo, you had a hell of a week. You can start the new week off by going to Lane Stadium and beat up on Virginia Tech Hokies.
Hey, but look, you can take great comfort in the fact that you didn't vote for Kamala. Oh, you didn't vote for Trump either. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you voted for Robert Kennedy Jr.?
He had to fill out a paper ballot.
Oh Lord.
Jeez. Oh man. From Blacksburg to Bloomington, Indiana.
It's Bloomington.
As the undefeated and ranked 8th Hoosiers of Indiana hosting the Michigan. 3:30 CBS 14. Jeez. When was the last time it was a 14-point underdog? Good gracious.
So yeah, in this game, I do have Indiana. I think they're going to beat Michigan 70-55. Oh, we're not talking basketball. Oh, I'm so sorry. My bad. Because I'm not used to seeing a football Hoosiers team ranked in the top 10.
You're saying that Hoosiers ain't that can score points either. Jeez.
Well, that's true too. But but to me, Michigan is a good test for Indiana. Michigan wants to bring the pain physically in terms of running the ball, and so I think Indiana has to know that they they have to turn Michigan offensively into a one-dimensional team, and that means to deny the run. And if they can do that, they actually probably could get those 14 points. That 14 point, it'd probably actually be good for that 14-point spread. And yeah, that's true. Cool. A lot of people didn't vote for Kamala. That's true, sir.
Michigan, do you have a passing game yet? I answer that question later. I'm gonna throw that question out there.
Well, I mean, when they played USC, they felt as though they didn't need one. And then after that, they were like, "Oh, we could beat teams like this. We probably don't even have to throw but 5-6 times in the game."
From Bloomington to Texas, we're going back to Cole's home state, Texas, but we're going to Lubbock. As the Red Raiders are hosting 20th ranked Buffaloes of Colorado, 4 p.m.
Whoa! Wait a minute. I remember Dion actually saying, or Coach Prime saying, "Don't rank us, please." So,
right.
So we now respecting the Buffaloes.
They're right.
Let me turn the page, because I thought all of us was supposed to be disrespecting Colorado. I thought they sucked. I thought they weren't able to come up with key victories. What happened to that memo? Did I miss it?
Well, guess what, Coach Prime? The press is on y'all, because guess what? The Red Raiders, they are on an upset tour. They just went to Ames and upset them boys. Now they get to go home and get to see, oh, Colorado's ranked and they're not. And they look at the standings and say, Colorado's 4-1 in the Big 12. We're 4-2.
I would love for Colorado to actually develop a running game. And I think if they could do that, I think they could stem off Tech. However, if it's just Shadur Sanders to Travis Hunter, Texas Tech could do the same thing against Colorado they did to Iowa State.
And here's the thing, Colorado, if you don't bring a defense, you're going to be in a shootout, because Texas Tech, they have no problems being shootouts.
No, they don't. Believe me. The school comes in a long line of them. Remember, one alum who's doing pretty well in the NFL came from there, and that's Patrick Mahomes II.
They have no problems doing shootouts. So, Coach Prime, your defense better be on point, or y'all going to be taking an L to the Red Raiders. And people be looking at the Red Raiders like, I ain't even put some respect on their name.
And Colorado can't afford to take another L now. I mean, I think Prime wants them to try to go for a playoff spot. And so, yeah, they need to put forth their best foot, and they need to actually start doing it now. And Texas Tech is a really good test for them. Double, especially since they came off of a W against a ranked team. So they have to take Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, seriously.
From Lubbock, Texas to where Cole is at, Nashville, Tennessee.
To my city.
That's right. South Carolina and Vanderbilt made the list. Why?
Yes, they should have.
Because if I'm looking at this right, South Carolina 3-3 in the SEC, Vanderbilt 3-2 in the SEC.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, Vanderbilt have cut some teeth in the conference too.
Do I say de facto elimination game here?
It pretty much is. I just don't know what type of team Vanderbilt wants to be. Sometimes I think they want to have an open game, and then sometimes I think they want to fancy themselves to be a big boy and try to be physical. So I think they need to spread it out against a squad that obviously is comfortable to spread it out, and I think that's going to be a prime issue for Vanderbilt. They can beat them, but I mean Vanderbilt is tough at home. I mean this year
y'all had to squeak one out there.
That's what I'm saying. I mean just this year alone, they put a whooping on Alabama, and Texas needed a Hail Mary, and I'm not talking about the play, I'm talking about the action, in order for them to escape Nashville with a W. So this isn't a gimme for the Gamecocks. They got to bring it. because Vanderbilt's going to bring it.
Is Shane Beamer in the game cause going to be on a high when they get to Nashville because of what they did at Texas A&M? And that could cost them.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it seem like everybody that goes to Vanderbilt, they're coming off a high, and that's why they find themselves in tough matchups with Vanderbilt?
Well,
because if I remember correctly, when y'all went to Vanderbilt, that was after y'all played Alabama.
Talking about Texas?
Yeah,
we didn't play Alabama. That was after Georgia.
Oh, that was after. So y'all walked in there angry,
yeah,
and found out Vanderbilt can still fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alabama went in there after they beating on Georgia.
They beat They beat Georgia, and they literally took Vanderbilt for granted.
That's still a game I will never forget.
Trailed the
Alabama
whole way.
Never led in that game.
Trailed the whole way. Yeah,
that is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, from Nashville to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the site of College Game Day. 7:30 p.m. ABC with Kirk Hurstreet and Chris Fowler on the call. Of course,
I guess we
11 versus 15. I did say the fact of elimination game with South Carolina and Vanderbilt, right?
This is definitely one.
This is most definitely one. We have the Alabama Crimson Tide at 3-2 in conference play. The LSU Tigers 3-1 in conference play. So our loss will really hurt
either team. And this is going out to Brian Kelly. I want you to understand the Crimson Tide, as un-Nick Saban-like as they are, and yes, I know Nick Saban isn't coaching the team anymore. I know that. But as un-Nick Saban-like as the Crimson Tide are, they still can beat your mistake-prone Bengal Tigers. They still can. You got to implore your team and to have them understand that you fancy Alabama to be a rival because you always play them. It used to be first Saturday in November. Now it's going to be, I guess, the second Saturday in November. So you fancy them to be a rival. They don't really fancy you to be a rival as much. And you got to impart upon this team. This is a game you need to get. And if you still want a shot at the SEC championship, you got to go through the Crimson Tide. No ifs, ands, no ands, no buts. And you got to not make the mistakes that you made against Ole Miss, that you made against Texas A&M. And you may have escaped with a W against Ole Miss, but you took an L in College Station. You got to take care of that football. Yes, I'm looking at the QB. You got to take care of the football.
Nussmeier.
Take care of the football. And if you don't, that wonderful stadium in Baton Rouge is going to fall dead silent as the team that's clad in maroon is going to smile once again, saying, "We got another win in Baton Rouge." You don't want that, but you probably will see that.
Nighttime at Death Valley is just different. Like killing the boy. Is your team still gonna be undisciplined? Good, they are. I don't like your chances.
And that's the issue I have with Alabama in general. It's just they're unimpressed. They're unimpressive to me. Even in the win against Georgia, they were really unimpressive because they took care of business in the first half and then they decided to just go to sleep in second. And I'm like, what in the world? You realize you are playing a team that basically is considered the number one squad in your conference.
Did you watch the show last week? Did you watch the show last week?
Moi? Watch every one of your shows.
Because that's literally what I said last week. Even though they beat Missouri and shut them out.
Well, I was gonna get to that. So yeah, you took a break. It took a break in the second half against Georgia. You took a break pretty much the whole game against Tennessee. You decided just to roll your helmet on the field in Nashville, and you should be ashamed of yourself with that effort. And it took you all the way until last week to realize, oh, we actually have talent and we can mollywop a team.
And I still wasn't impressed. Like I said, it took y'all to get turnovers against Missouri to actually blow them out.
Mm-hmm. They just don't impress me.
They don't.
So they don't impress me, and Brian Kelly upsets me. So I have a dilemma when I watch this
There's
game.
a list of coaches that upsets us,
Mm-hmm.
and he's one of them.
Yeah, so that's the dilemma I have. I have a team that doesn't impress me against a squad where the coach, I don't think, motivates his team properly enough. And I will dare say, I don't think he prepares his team well enough in certain games either.
From Baton Rouge, Louisiana to Happy Valley. Or so I say not so Happy Valley.
Or they ain't happy. Another L against Ohio State they have to recover from.
And Washington, you are the victims of this game.
I see this one as a get back, and I do believe we're going to see Penn State show Washington what they should have shown Ohio State the week before.
I do have a bone to pick though.
Well, okay, what's the bone other than James Franklin actually coaching this
It's
team?
It's not even with the game. You see what's going to be on? It's going to be on.
Yeah,
Peacock.
it's not going to be on NBC. Yes.
You know why it's not going to be on NBC? Because NBC decided to show Notre Dame against Florida State.
I'll have a bone to pick with them too, but I get it. Notre Dame is the bigger draw. I get it.
They playing Florida State.
I don't give a crap who they play. Notre Dame. It could be Notre Dame and 22 piles of turds. They want to show Notre Dame on the TV set. You know this. It could be Notre Dame versus dung, and they still will show they will still show the game.
You want to make your money? Put this game on and watch how Penn State come out against Washington.
Look, I'm with you. To me, this is the better game because who wants to watch that hot garbage that is the Seminoles? But and this is not a and this isn't and I know this is not coming from Playmaker as a shot to Florida State since he's a Florida fan. The Seminoles are just that hot garbage horrible,
and they know they hot garbage. They mad that they gonna be on TV. You don't want to see this on TV.
No, but people want to see Notre Dame on TV. I mean, they're the Golden Domers. They are the sparkling team. They are the light, the shining light on the Beacon Hill squad. I mean, there's all these wonderful blue bloods in every conference, and then there is the team that needs no conference.
And the reason why they'll never get a bye week.
Mm-hmm. The team that needs no conference. It makes me sick.
Let's do me a favor. Let's have Noah Eagle and Todd Blacklist call this game, okay? Do not make them suffer calling Notre Dame at Florida State.
Give me a barf bag. I want to throw up.
Because trust me, Todd Blacklist, he's going to kill Florida State if he's calling that game.
I know they
no, I ain't lying. Todd Blacklist, he would kill a team if he has to.
Todd Blacklist. That's one of the reasons why I wish he does more. And that's one of the reasons why I wish he does more NFL games, because the way he does color, I love it. Dude does not bite his tongue. He does not hold back. I love it. I love an analyst that actually is unafraid to basically say, "Okay, this is what I'm seeing," and he's not insulting my intelligence. That's Todd Blacklist.
Just give him that game. Because we give him this game. If we give him that, oh my god!
But this is what NBC was hoping. They were saying, okay, we know that people want to just break out their joysticks and stroke it to Notre Dame. Oh, I'm sorry. That's so wrong on me. We know that there's others that want to pull down their pants and play a guitar on the juice box. You see, I know we're equal opportunity people. When it comes to Notre Dame, people get orgasmic joy from them. They were thinking that we were going to get the 2023 Seminoles, but they just have to settle for people wanting happy endings to watch the Golden Domers.
Now to our spotlight game of the week.
Wait, why so dour?
No. Spotlight game of the week. And those of you who are voted, I appreciate you voting, and I appreciate the comment because y'all know just because college game day decided to go to Baton Rouge to visit an older rivalry they've been visiting every year since who knows how long.
Oh my goodness!
I felt the more important game is in Oxford, Mississippi.
I almost feel bad.
Why?
I don't.
Third ranked Georgia Bulldogs stay on the road to take on Lane Kiffin and the 16 ranked Rebels. 3:30 ABC.
You see, this is the problem I have. I'm, of course, rooting very hard for Ole Miss, and you know why I'm rooting hard for Ole Miss. This is a game they should have. It's at home. This is probably the game that they circled on their calendar, even more so than LSU, even more so than. Did they play Alabama already?
Let me look that up for you. Nope.
No, they didn't. Okay, I'm surprised.
No Alabama.
Okay, well, LSU for sure. More so.
The game they should have won.
Yeah, they should have won that game.
Got darn Lane Kiffin.
But Lane Kiffin, like I told you he would.
Better than Brian Kelly.
So this is the game they circled all year. This is the one they have the gimmick. They have to have a gimmick because they figured this is going to be the toughest game we play all year. This is going to be the toughest squad we play all year, and we have them at home, thankfully. So this should be one of those games where Ole Miss should come out full guns a blazing. They should have Oxford all a roaring, and they get behind the crowd, and they should steamroll with momentum the Dogs. But man, I get the feeling that they're going to be massively disappointing. And I hate to say that, but that's just the feeling I get. And this is with Carson Beck being problematic, especially on the road and turning the ball over. And this is with the opportunity that you can actually do some things against that Georgia defense. And this is with the opportunity to shut down the running game at times. And then, well, you probably can't shut down the running game at other times. This should be a game the running Rebels should have. Because Georgia is ripe to be beaten. I just don't think it's going to happen.
You might not think it's going to happen, but that's our campus to it. And guess what? We're not taking a break. We're going straight into it. The Bear Down play 10 for week 11. Guess what? Give me the Bearcats at home to take down West Virginia. And Pat McAfee, you will go on the Pat McAfee show and you will say WV done. Darn it. So I'm sick of hearing you about West Virginia.
Well, you know he's always going to talk about West Virginia. That's who he reps. I'm a mater. I get it.
Cool. I'm rolling with the Hurricanes. Y'all will avenge what took place last year.
You should avenge what took place last year because that was ridiculous.
You'll knock out Georgia Tech, and you'll be one step closer to Charlotte, North Carolina.
You all better show up at Charlotte and ATL.
Y'all leave Michael Irvin down in Miami. I'm not tired of seeing him too.
Thank you very much. Yes. Memo to Michael Irvin. Don't you ever get down on your knees on all fours. Because it makes me think that you want to practice another occupation.
No comment.
Lord. And I like you, Mike. Jeez.
I'm picking Texas.
Yeah, I am too, but I don't think they'll win.
And I believe Texas will blow us out. We are down to our third string quarterback.
True. But the fight that you all showed to Georgia and you only ended up losing by 14.
Yeah, that fight, that's all we had.
And you had the game tied in the fourth quarter. So, and that's Georgia. That was not an easy game for you to even fight to that degree. Undermanned, I may add.
Texas is gonna blow us to bits. Billy Napier, I'm gonna let you go on this week because this.
I agree. This should be a molly whopping. I just get the feeling it won't be.
From Georgia to Texas, oh my gosh, that's
yeah.
Oh
And then
my
you all have
goodness.
LSU, every LSU later too. So yeah.
Matter of fact, I can give it to you: Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, LSU.
Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, Ole Miss in between Texas and LSU. Yeah. Tough stretch for you guys.
Death Row.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. One team in Drainsville, so we crazy. Death Row.
To Coach Johnson, disapproval. I'm rolling with the Dabo Swinneys.
Well, I'm rolling with the Dabo Swinneys too. I just want them to get their butts whooped.
I'm rolling with the Dabo Swinneys here.
I
You
just
had a
want them to
tough
get their
week.
butts whooped.
So I'm thinking with this tough week that you done been through, you'll show up in Battsburg, Virginia Saturday, and you'll handle business.
And don't lie before a recount. Oh, that's so wrong. Oh, sorry. My bad. We're talking football, not talking politics. My bad.
Told y'all politics was gonna make the show. Told you. I just knew it. By the way, hey, I gotta say this before I go to the next game.
Shoot.
Bro, Reese Davis had me rolling the way he was at that touch board.
Oh Lord! Oh, mimicking the Electoral College people. Oh gosh!
I was like, he's into this. I'm loving this, and not the way how they open the show with the whole song and dance too. Reese Davis is good. I love him.
His humor is underrated.
It is. All right, come on.
Easily Indiana.
Michigan. Do you have a passing game?
Michigan is Michigan's just too one-dimensional on offense.
I mean, no, you do not have a passing game.
And because they're so one-dimensional on offense, it leaves their defense exposed. So yeah.
I'm looking forward for Indiana to put up 40 on you.
They can. I don't think they will, but they can.
I'm just saying. Coach Prime, I'm rolling with you.
Come on, bro.
I'm rolling
This
with
should
you.
be this should be a W, man. Your team. The issue I have with them in Nebraska, they just simply did not show up. And Kansas State, which was a good test for them, even though it's at home, Kansas State showed that even if they put just a little bit more physicality on you, you crumble. You got to show up and show out.
You want the respect. You go to Lubbock, Texas, you get a dub.
Get it. Yeah. You go to Lubbock and you get it.
Don't matter how you get it. Just get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Nashville, man. This is in Nashville.
I would love to say that the Gamecocks are going to win this, but yeah, Vanderbilt for some reason they're a different team in Nashville than they are when they're away. This year for sure.
I just feel like the South Carolina team, they're gonna be on such of a high, and they're gonna be like Alabama. They're gonna be on a high, and Vanderbilt gonna smack them in the mouth.
And
by the time they wake up, it's gonna be too late.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if it was maybe not the score, but the tempo of the game. I would not be surprised if it's a repeat of when Vanderbilt played Alabama,
but
where
you can change all that.
Where South Carolina plays uphill the whole game.
But Shane B, you can have your team ready. I'll be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that y'all blew out Texas A&M,
yeah, there's more that's expected of them, as it should be, because you beat a team that was ranked number 10. So yeah, you should.
So yeah, I'm rolling with the Commodores, which is odd.
Yeah, I don't have faith in Alabama, bro. I don't either.
Unless you're gonna tell me Alabama's all of a sudden a disciplined team, I don't see how Brian Kelly can Brian Kelly this game.
Yeah, well, no, I can't either.
Because Alabama gonna give you the opportunity because they so undisciplined.
I was gonna say they shouldn't. He shouldn't. This should be an absolute. This should. No one's. I won't say the game is going to be easy, but this should be an absolute slam dunk from the standpoint of this should be a game where LSU doesn't have to get up for, and they should be able to beat Alabama because of that lack of discipline that Alabama has, and they're playing in Baton Rouge. This game should be LSU's,
And it's at night.
and it's at night. Which every game these two teams play, I think, is at night. For exception of maybe one every 5 or 6 years.
Man, I hate it when Florida had to play them at night. I hated it. Like, God dog it, I already know what this outcome of the game gonna be. God dog it.
That's right. You all play them every year too. Yeah.
Man, if this is a night game at LSU, yep, we finna lose this game. Yep, this is at night too. Yep, this is gonna be a hell. Because that's, am I lying? If you go to Baton Rouge and it's a prime time game, you're taking the nail.
Yeah, because LSU and this was Brian Kelly, Nick Saban. Good Lord, I'm running.
Les Miles, Ed
Orgeron. Starting, I mean, all four of them, doesn't matter. For some reason, LSU plays much differently at night at home than they do even in the daytime at home. I don't know what it is. It's just the atmosphere is just different. And to me, it's my favorite atmosphere at night in college football. There.
Kellen boy, you gotta prove something to me in this one.
But yeah, when it'll be Texas's turn to play there at night, I'll hate it.
God darn LSU at night. God damn it. Oh. And then the spotlight. No, man, yeah, I'm taking that state. Right. Man, this gonna be an ass.
It ain't no doggone spotlight.
This gonna be an ass one. Now the spotlight game in the week.
This is the Huskies from last year.
Who did the fans pick? 62% with the Bulldogs.
I'm not surprised, man. I'm rooting for Ole Miss. But if I had to pick a team, just like you, Playmaker, it'll be Georgia.
So you saying I'm picking Georgia? Is that what you said?
I said just like you, Playmaker, it'll be Georgia. I'm rolling the red carpet.
That guy know me. I'm picking Georgia. even in Oxford, somehow Lane Kiffin gonna turn into Lane Kiffin.
Yes, even in Oxford, and like I said in the campus tour, this game should be set up for Ole Miss to beat Georgia, and they can force Carson Beck into mistakes. I just don't see them forcing Carson Beck into enough mistakes for them to take advantage, and somehow Lane Kiffin's going to find a way to lose this game.
Lane Kiffin gonna turn into Lane Kiffin every time this man is in a freaking bit. Lane Kiffin, Brian Kelly, James Franklin, Brian Day. We can sit here and pick and choose when a bit. Yep, this coming. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is, right here. We doing it right here. Lane Kiffin times 2. So you should have beat LSU, but you sided that Lane Kiffin in the second half for whatever reason.
Yep.
So there you go. There are my picks. Cincinnati, Miami, Texas, Clemson, Indiana, Colorado, Vanderbilt, LSU, Penn State, and Georgia. And the fans say 62% are rolling with the Bulldogs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, good sir.
Yes, sir.
Any final words as we close out the show today?
Well, like I said, I think it's great that we now have how the CFP playoff bracket is going to lay out in terms of the countdown to it. And I think it was best done the way they did it. Don't reveal it until November. So you can now have the feeling it's a stretch drive now. And I love it. I think we're probably going to see a different type of energy with college football because of it.
So you saw the rankings, the first initial rankings, and how it sets up the 12-team playoff.
Mhm.
Conference champions matter.
Yep.
That's how you get a bye if you're a conference champion.
Now I'm gonna laugh if the Big Ten and SEC has these one-loss teams, and you got like 2 lost champions in other conferences. I want to see how much I want to see how much a fit they pitch. Not this year, not next year, but probably around 2026, 2027. Because I will be laughing my butt off.
So remember, November football. It just means more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the wins matter and the losses matter too. They hurt more.
So that man right here to my right from Nashville, Tennessee, catch him tomorrow on the morning shift.
That's right.
And I have a feeling, and I hate to jump into his brain, but I did see the vice president give a speech after she lost the election, and I'm pretty sure somewhere in that show that's going to be talked about.
Oh yes, it will be.
And I must admit, it was very. Why you ain't do that during the freaking campaign tour? That's my only question to her.
Mm-hmm. And we'll touch on that tomorrow as well on the morning shift. I love doing that show.
I bet you do.
Oh Lord. and look,
and the only reason why I got on you when you came in is because you saw Ryan in the chat. You said what you said. I was like, oh.
I had to. I'm like, man, doggone it. This is the first time I've seen Ryan since the game. All right, so let me just get it out the way. I'm like, fine. I know you're a Jets fan. Congrats. It sucked. I'd rather have my teeth pulled than to see Rodgers beat the Texans. But yeah, that's what happened.
You just could have said congratulations on the Jets winning. You could live like that, but no, you had to throw Aaron Rodgers in there. I'm like, oh, there it is. He threw him in there. You didn't even have to throw him in there.
Yes. He played great. I still can't stand him. He needs to retire.
Don't worry, I'm about to deal with him after his Longhorns destroyed on my Gators. All because we ain't healthy. We ain't healthy, man. And it's
I'm gonna go brag hard if the Texans blow out the Gators. I mean, if Texas blow out the Gators, come on, man.
Injuries, man.
They suck. They do.
Yeah. I just knew it. As soon as DJ went down, I was like, yep, there's the game right there.
And they were up 10-3. That's what made it even worse. They were cooking. 10-3 with the ball.
And we were driving too.
Yeah. 10-3 with the ball. And the injury happens.
Right. Yep, I can't. No, miss. It was one of those you just like. You gotta throw your hands up, like, hey,
yeah.
What do I want them more to do? There's nothing else they can do right now.
Right. Yeah, so that was unfortunate.
Like when we go to Austin, there's nothing we can do. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So that's Cole Johnson. I'm the playmaker.
Thank you.
I'm still trying to figure out when I'm gonna do Ramley Talk because we play on Monday night. And for those who don't know, I am officially on vacation from the other job.
You taking vacays? Oh, nice.
Yes. There's a special day coming up Friday.
Special day Friday.
Special day coming up Friday. So, you know, I had to take a vacation.
That's right. I feel that. But yeah, thank you for being such a big contributor to the morning shift. I really appreciate you.
Hey, what are brothers for?
True.
So, all right, y'all enjoy y'all college weekend.
Yeah,
we're gonna see which coach is gonna cough up some other W's this week, and which coach I gotta get on next week. Good gracious! And I might cut out my Mike Gundy ring because the fact that he used to wear trust. Good gracious! That was yeah.
Anyway, he need to trust that his time at Oklahoma State is soon coming to an end.
Cole Johnson, the playmaker. We'll see y'all later.